It was really beautiful being on set with Sigourney. I don't know, man. That's a hard question.
And first and foremost, congratulations, obviously, on being named one of the CGA's Rising Stars. That's exciting. What was that reaction when you first found out?
Very excited, and my cat.
Oh, no one better to celebrate it with, right? That's
Sure. He's over there.
around there somewhere. Oh well, I think it's well deserving. Obviously, I loved Furiosa. I loved you in Furiosa, but I saw you first in Sting this year. I got to see it at the Gold Coast premiere, and I thought that was a fantastic movie. I got to speak to Kia earlier this year, and he had nothing but incredible things to say about you. So I think yeah, it's not just a deserving nomination, but I think you're someone who I'm really excited to see where the career goes from here. So I'm kind of want to get started at the beginning though. Like obviously I'd love to know when you fell first in love with acting. Like I know you started with commercials and before TV series and films, but when was the moment for you when you kind of really fell in love with this craft?
Yeah, I think that um I did my first audition for an ad
Hmm.
and I got it. It's my first audition I got, which is very rare for a starting out actor, but I did. And I think that felt like I won the lottery. So I was having so much fun on set and I just kept auditioning and kept, you know, chugging along. And then I got some roles and I just loved it so much on set that I just kept going and here I am now in the flesh. Um, but yeah, I think
That,
from the very beginning.
that's incredible. And what was it about sets, I guess? Because I know a lot of actors talk about they might love the craft or the process. What was it about sets that stuck out to you about what was the fun aspect of it?
I reckon it's all the people on set kind of making a community, which is also
Hmm.
why it's really hard because on my rap day on most shows,
Hmm.
everyone's like, "Oh my God, congratulations, it's rap." And I'm like, "No, not congratulations. I'm really sad." Um, but yeah, it's always really hard leaving everyone behind. But then when you see someone from a previous show on a show you're on, makes you really happy, which is very fulfilling. But
You
yeah,
keep that community going, right? Like you already have that relationship with that person.
yeah,
That's
it
awesome.
feels like it feels like everyone really cares on set for each other, and I think that's really special.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the time when it feels special, you can see that on screen as well. When you see that relationship between not just the actors, but with your director and your producer and everyone on the set, I think you can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Who do you have any inspirations yourself, actors or actresses who, whether it's the work they've done or maybe you have worked with them on a set and you've sort of seen how they are like as a person on set? Do you have someone who you sort of act as an inspiration, you aspire to sort of be like that person as your career goes on?
Yeah, I think that like so many actors I've encountered on set, almost every single one kind of shows you a different aspect of how they work on set or how they
Mm.
talk to the director or how they take direction. And I think that's always really interesting to try to get everything that everyone's told to you and kind of bring it with you. And it's sometimes hard, but
Sure.
it's always really, really cool for more people to teach you. And because I'm young, I think a lot of people like try to give me little tips and stuff. And I want them to do it forever because it's very, very, very valuable.
I can imagine. Is there something that sticks out to you, a tip that you've been given, or something that someone has taught you that you feel like you will take with you throughout your career?
I think that um it was really beautiful being on set with Sigourney
Mm.
because she's like so strong and like she holds herself so well and she's got this beautiful aura like filling the air and she's just I don't know. You have to be there, but she's
Sure,
really
yeah.
incredible. She's beautiful.
And I think that comes across on screen as well. She's iconic for a reason, right? What
That's
was
right.
that experience? How much of Sigourney's work did you sort of were aware of before you did work with her on An Hour's Heart?
Yeah, I always loved Alien and I loved watching them because they're in that kind of gritty, raw kind of
Mm.
genre, which I always love. And I loved her work and being able to work with her personally was really, really incredible. She actually gave me um, some tips for Sting because I was You might remember the scene where the spider was right in front of my face.
Yep,
It's
yep.
inspired by Alien, by the
Yes.
scene Sigourney did. And I remember my director, Kia.
Yeah, yeah,
He
of
was
course.
um he was like, "Oh, you should call Sigourney as a joke." But then I ended up actually calling her.
Oh.
And then and then I was like on set, so it was a voicemail. So
Yeah.
she didn't actually come through at the right time. But then I listened to the voicemail and she was saying, which is really, wait, let me just say it first.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she was saying that you need to really react to what's in front of you and study it like a scientist. And that's how you build your fear against it. And it was very lucky that Sting had a puppet instead of all CGI,
Yeah, yeah.
because that's also what Sigourney got to experience was the puppet. So I was very lucky. And then I remember I was taking a photo, I was taking a video as a response to Sigourney, and Kia thought it was a photo, so he was like, ah, and then it was like for like the first 3 seconds, he was just staring at the phone. And I was like, yeah, it's a video, and he was like, oh, hey, Sigourney. It was great. Um, yeah, Kia's the best, but so is Sigourney, and
Yeah.
yeah, she's amazing.
How much do you also learn from directors like here? And obviously you worked with George Miller, which is incredible as well. How much do you sort of take away from them? Because I don't think it's so far removed that directors and actors sort of had to go through a similar process in creating characters or working on scenes together. Do you take as much away from those sorts of people as you do like someone like Sigourney?
I really think I do. I remember so many occasions where George has this bus on set where
Right.
he's watching a TV screen, which is getting the scene edited as we go, like roughly cut. It's
Wow.
crazy. At the back of the bus, they're like quickly cutting it together with the other scenes we shot. And I walk into the bus between takes and he has his mic and he's like, hey, could Alyla please come to the bus? And I'm like, yeah, no problem, coming over. And then I and then we'd watch the screen and he'd always like explain something, a little thing that I could do differently. And I always saw it whenever I watched a screen. And it was really interesting because whenever he had like a little thing that didn't work, he always took the time to show me. And I'd always be like, oh yeah, that really it doesn't work. You're right.
Wow.
And we'd always agree on it. And then I'd go back and do a different take. But yeah, he also, we were sitting in the, I was sitting in the bus and I was talking and I made this like random observation that it's not always about what the audience, what the characters know. It's sometimes what the audience knows before the characters do. And he was like, yes, yes, you got it. That's right.
Wow.
And he was trying to teach me more and kind of expanding on that. And it was, I don't know, it was just a really, really interesting conversation we had.
Yeah. And when you're working with people like George who've been around for so long, to be able to sort of speak to him on that level, it must be quite an incredible feeling.
It is definitely. It's very special.
That's amazing. I'll close out on this, Lila. And you were talking about sort of your inspirations and people you've looked up to, and knowing sort of where your career is going in the movies that people see you in. Because I know you're Sonic this year as well. I'm sure there's many other projects on the horizon. I'm curious to know when people look up to you. There will be people who go, "I want to be like Alyla Browne one day." What do you kind of want them to take away? How do you want to inspire the future, whether it's actors, actresses, filmmakers, or maybe a future CGA Rising Star? What would you like them to take away from your career?
I don't know, man. That's a hard question. I think that the best experience is to be with other people on set and to learn from them. And that's basically my acting school because some people are like, so what acting school do you go to? I'm like, well, no, I just go on set. I don't know. Um,
The best one, right?
yeah, and I think that as much as you can get on set, that's the best thing you can do for your own mind and for your own career and to grow everything. And yes, that's what you should do.
That's incredible. Look, Lila, I really appreciate you taking the time to chat. You strike me as someone who's like incredibly hardworking and excited about the industry, but you seem very genuine and down to earth. And I think that will take you a long way. I genuinely do. And I think we see that on screen. So thank you so much for taking the time to chat. Congratulations again. And I really hope we get to do it again sometime soon. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Definitely. Thank you so much.